What is going down, everybody? So, I just wanted to kind of update you guys what's going on, and I've hit a couple milestones in my life that I would like to share. One of the big ones is that my credit score is really good now, which is really shocking. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about today is credit and how to go from the worst credit. I had literally the worst you can get. I forget what it is. It's like 350 or something like that. Because back when I was using, I did a lot of like bank frauds, right? I did fake check shit, right? And back then you could do like a fake check in the ATM and it would read that you had money in your account and then you could like withdraw the money, right? And then they'd end up catching you. You just never answer your phone, and then they fucking basically ban you from all banks for a certain amount of time. Like, dude, it's a mess, right? And I was always like, dude, I don't care about my credit. I don't even care about that. But as I got older, man, oh boy, does credit really, really help out in a lot of situations, right? Not only is everything cheaper when you have better credit, right? Because you get better percentages, instead of getting, for like a car loan, like a 20%, you can get a 3%, 5%, 6%, 8%, depending if it's new, used, or whatever. You can get better financing for like to start up a business. You can get like zero down with a zero APR for fucking, I think it's like 18 months if you got really, really, really good credit. There's just so many advantages of having good credit that I didn't understand when I was younger. So, as a result, my credit went to absolute trash. And I just want to explain to you guys the steps that I did to go from, I think it's like a 350, dude. I'd have to check my Credit Karma, but I think it's 350. And I went from there all the way up. I think my credit right now is like a 815, which is fucking decent, right? Not just decent, it's excellent. I should pat myself on the back, be hooting and hollering, right? But it was such a slow and gradual. That's what people don't understand. Like when you go through like these boosting credit apps that charge you to do this, some of them do work to a certain extent, but it's not for long lasting building your credit. Only way to do that is to get debt, pay off debt. That's how it is, right? And that's just how our system is set up. And it's a super broken system. It should benefit people that have cash, because that's how I was before I started even trying to build my credit. Everything cash, dude. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in cash. If I couldn't afford it in cash, I wasn't buying it, right? And that's just how it was. But that really limits your opportunity, and it disables your cash flow. Right? So for instance, say I go and I want a brand new mower, $10,000 Exmark. I go put that $10,000 straight out of my money, right? Instead of getting, if you got good credit, you can get pretty awesome loans on equipment, right? So instead of paying like the $1,000 down, but you don't even have to put anything down when you got good credit, and you pay $200 a month, instead of outpouring all of your savings and all that stuff, you save that and you can hold on to it for other investment opportunities. That's one of the biggest things about like money, right? You have to have the money when the opportunities arise. If you don't have the money when the opportunities come, you're just fucking looking at these opportunities saying, fuck, I can't get in on it. And then 2 years later, when that shit blows up, you're like, I fucking knew it, and you're pissed. Like I found myself in many situations like that. And I was just, I was over it. And I was reading books about how wealthy people and how they have excellent credit. And the reason why they have excellent credit is because they know how to utilize it. So let's go back. I got 350 credit, man. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, dude, what the hell do I do, man? I don't know where to start. I don't know nothing. So I go on Google. And the first thing you're going to see that pops up is all these like Experian and all these like credit booster places and all that stuff. And you can start there. You can look through them, or you can just save the time and just go to creditkarma.com, fill it out, and then you can see what your credit score is. It's absolutely free. And you can see all your debts, and you can see everything that's outstanding, and you can start calling these places and either fighting the debt, saying, hey, this isn't mine, because sometimes there's stuff that's on your credit that shouldn't be there. Or you can look at it and be like, well, this is going to fall off in about 2 years, right? Because most debt will fall off after like 7 years. I think it's like 5 to 7 years. And that's, I played the wait game on a lot of my shit, right? I was like, well, dude, it's got like a year and a half left until it falls off. Screw it. I'm just going to let it go. I don't get any more calls from those people. They obviously know that I'm not going to pay it. So I'm just going to let those fall off. And as each one of those did fall off, my credit went up. But you can also like challenge certain things, right? And just for shits, I challenged all of them. You never know. You might just win one to win one, right? So I just challenged them all, because a lot of them were old and I didn't remember them. I was pretty sure they were mine, but I just said, let's see if they can prove it, because a lot of times these creditors who end up getting it, they can't prove the account and they just have to let it go. Because if they don't have the right paperwork, send you the right stuff in the right amount of time, they have to drop it from your credit. So that was like, after going the experience route, doing all that stuff, right? That was where I found myself, was on Credit Karma, and that's where I started. I was like, well, dude, I'm just going to challenge all of these things and see what happens. A couple of them got dropped, and a few of them just kind of fell off, right? And all the bank stuff happened when I was much younger, so all that stuff was already off there. I didn't have to worry about that. I could have a bank account again, but again, my credit was just trash, dude. I couldn't get a McDouble on credit, bro. I couldn't get shit, dog. I couldn't get the sauce packs, dude. Seriously. It was horrible. So I go on there and I challenge all these and nothing's happened. My credit's still kind of the same. So then I'm like, all right, well, we got to have some action here, man. Like, let's get a credit card or something, right? Let's put a very small bill on this credit card that's just reoccurring and just have it pay automatically. I don't even got to worry about it. It's going to automatically do that. But the problem is I couldn't get a credit card. Nobody accepted me. The only way that I could get a credit card is if you get a prepaid credit card. Now, if you're in a bad situation, this is the route to go. I think I only put $40 in it and they gave me a $200 credit limit. And it's considered like a prepaid debit card. So you put a little bit of money in there as like collateral, and then they'll give you a little bit of credit line. A lot of places will just do one for one. So you put $200 in, you get $200 in credit. So if you do end up doing anything funny, they can just take the $200 out. No losses on anybody's side. Your credit just doesn't do anything. So I did that. And I put my Amazon bill, my Microsoft, like Game Pass, that stuff on there. I put like 3 small bills that equaled like $50 a month on there, because that's 25% credit card utilization. And then when you pay it off, and always, I'm telling you, always pay it off like it's a debit card. Always. As like I set my setting to, as soon as anything came through, it gets paid off. Right? And the reason why you want to do that is because if you pay it off before the due date, you don't have to pay the interest. That's what a lot of people don't understand. And then when you get better credit cards, you just do that, and then you just get the benefits without having to pay any interest. That's what smart people do, not what I did. I was a fucking idiot. I did this credit card for a while, dude. Did that. And I slowly started seeing progress. And then probably about a year into this credit card, the same exact company, Capital One, offered me an actual credit card. Even though my credit was crap, but I built up a reputation with this company, paid everything on time, every time. Didn't have to worry. So they gave me $1,000 actual credit card. So I did the same thing with that one. But now I have 2 accounts in my Credit Karma, 2 credit accounts, which helps. They say you want like 18 to 20, which is fucking insane. There's no way I would ever recommend that. But the more accounts you have, the better your credit card will be up if you can maintain all your credit score will be if you can maintain all of those accounts. And that includes mortgage, car payments, stuff like that. So as soon as I got that credit card, I was like, all right, cool. And then all the stuff that I was waiting on, like I had like a year and a half to wait, all the stuff for all of my other bills, they just kept on falling off. I kept paying the bill. And then I plateaued at like 570. Something like that. 570, 600. And I couldn't get past that for a long while. So then I just said, all right, screw it. Here's what I'm going to go do, dude. I'm going to go get a personal loan that I can pay off in basically 2 months, right? So I'm going to get this loan. I'm going to make it. I think I did like 4 monthly payments, right? And it was for a Honda mower. It was like a $1,200 mower. And I put like $600 down because I can get the mower, guys. But I'm trying to build my credit. You understand, right? So I put $600 down, so I owe $600. And I ended up getting kind of raped on my annual percentage. But I only had to pay that for about 4 months, and then I just paid the whole thing off because I made sure that there was I could pay it off without any penalties. So that's exactly what I did. That jumped my credit up. As soon as I did that and I made like the first 3 to 4 payments, my credit automatically started going up, kept going up. Paid that off. Cool, awesome. Credit's at like 650. And keep in mind, guys, this is a slow process. This took me like 4 or 5 years for everything to kind of go through. And, I ended up getting a house, which, it drops it and then it raises it. And then, cars, trucks, and a lot of the stuff I put on like my personal instead of my business because I was trying to build my credit. So like, truck payments, all that stuff, it would go through my bank account for my business, but it was through me, right? So like the business pays for it and it has a tax write-off, but my name and my credit was attached to it. And then just like the snowball effect kind of happened, right? As soon as I hit 650, it seems like everything kind of started going in place because then you can get the better credit cards. You can get the better APR, you can get everything just way better. It's like 650 is when it kind of starts being beneficial to start doing stuff that way. So I just did that, right? So today I have 4 credit cards. I got 2 personal, 2 business. So the business ones don't affect me like my personal at all, right? But I just wanted to mention that. But because the business has a credit too, right? Like it's its own entity, it's its own thing. So I got 2 credit cards, I got a mortgage, 3 car payments. Oh yeah, another thing that I did, another personal loan that I ended up doing because I was stuck at like seven. I think I was stuck at like 730, which is a pretty good credit score. But my wife's got an awesome credit, so, and I'm competitive, and I was like, I want to have as good, if not better, credit than she does, right? And she worked hard on hers for a long time, just like I have. And so I ended up getting, after the business was doing good, dude, I was like, well, I think I'm going to treat myself, and I'm going to get myself a dirt bike. And I looked at the price of the dirt bike, they're like $6,000. If you put a couple thousand down, you end up paying like $100 a month. And the thing is every time you get like a loan or whatever, it will drop your credit a little bit, but then it'll bump it up. And that's just the name of the game, guys. You can't try to rush through it because that strategy doesn't work. I tried doing that for years. And honestly, I had the money to do it the proper way. I just didn't. One, I was scared. I didn't understand the system. But just, I just thought I didn't need it. And then as I got older, dude, that was a lie, dog, because credit is everything, especially in this country. If you do want to get ahead in life, you got to utilize it. You have to. There's no way you're going to be able to build a big business without utilizing credit. There's no way you're going to be able to be financially free if you don't have good credit. And we're talking legally here. Like, you can go fucking hustle weed and fucking cocaine and pills and shit like that and be balling. Been there, done that, right? But you can't prove it. You can't really invest in anything. It's fucking a nightmare having that much cash. So it's just like you have to do everything the right way. And when you start doing things the right way, things start showing you. But you can't be scared. And you have to follow certain steps. You have to understand that you got to use your credit and then pay it off. It's the only way it's going to come up. You can hear all these other gurus talk this bullshit. They're going to say, hey, buy this and this and this, and it's going to jump it up 150 points, this and that. But that doesn't help the true problem, which is you, right? You got to learn how to manage your credit before you end up getting big-ass credit. You got to go from the $200 credit card, do that for a year or two, then go to the $1,000 credit card. And do the exact same thing. Don't utilize anymore. Just keep spending the $50 on each credit card, paying them off. And then you'll get credit cards with awesome benefits. And then that's the only card you will use. I don't use my debit cards anymore. I only use my credit card to pay them off because there's no interest. And I get 3% back. And I get all these other perks when flying and traveling and all that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm literally going to spend that money anyways for a coffee or food or gas or whatever. But instead of using my debit card, I use my credit card. And then what I do, you don't have to do this, but what I do is I immediately, at the end of the day, I'll go on my credit card app, whatever one you use. And then if everything has processed, I'll pay it off. If it hasn't processed yet, then I might wait till the next day to pay the whole balance. But the way that I do it, I always have shit processing, right? So it's about every day, whatever the account says that I owe, I just pay it from my bank account, pay that off, and I get everything for about 3% cheaper. It's crazy, right? And people don't think about it that way because they think of credit like, oh, that's bad because you got to pay the percent. You only have to pay the percent if you wait until it's due. If you pay it early or as soon as you make the transaction, like within a week of the transaction, brother, it's free benefits. You don't got to pay. And it's protected, 100% protected. Someone steals your money from your debit card, it's going to take, like, if you get it back, it's going to take a couple weeks, unless the bank is really cool. But, dude, I've had times where, like, my fucking debit card got frauded for, like, $450. I never got the money back. I told them it was frauded. I called them the day that it happened. I did everything right on my end. And basically they I guess fucking they thought I was full of shit or something, but I never got the money back. Same thing has happened with my credit card. I get the money back. I get the credit line back like that instantly. And it's not my money. Right? It's still their money. I just pay it off every day. And that's the way you have to think about your credit cards. They are your debit cards that you pay off every day, every week. You don't want to get that 20% interest or the shit, it's like fucking, some people have even higher, but you know, mine's a little lower. Some are, we'll just go kind of in the middle. We'll do like 17%, you know, and you don't want to have to pay that. But you want the benefits, right? So just pay it as it goes, man. That's the easiest way to deal with that. Also have automatic payment set for like 2 days before the due date, right? So say if you forget or something, you can have the automatic payment pay whatever is left on your balance that you owe, and it'll just take it from it. Now the tricky part is you have to like, it takes a while to remember that that's what you're doing. So when you look at your debit card, you're gonna be like, dude, I got hella money. You know, you think you think you have more money, but it's because you haven't paid the credit card yet. So go pay that, and then come back, spend it on the credit card again, pay that, come back, and over a long time of just good habits, not utilizing too much of your credit, paying it off before you get the interest, getting small loans as you can, smart ones that make sense, like business, or a true reward, not like I lost 5 pounds, so I deserve this fucking dirt bike. You know, like I had to break $250,000 a year in revenue for a single crew for me to do that. Right? So like, you just got to do it smart, play it safe. Don't utilize too much. And as you get better with it, you're going to end up utilizing more and more, but it won't show up on your credit because you'll pay it off and you'll be smart about it. And that's why I don't like the quick scheme shit, right? Because yes, it does help your credit for the short term. And everybody says, "Oh, dude, that's all I need. I just need better credit." No, you need better habits. It's the habits that get you to where you want to be. I know this was kind of a rant, kind of a mumbo jumbo rant, but seriously, dude, I went from the lowest credit you can have, and I'd like someday to have the best you could possibly have. That'd be a hell of a story, right? Be like, dude, I went from like a 350 to an 850, you know? And yeah, it took fucking, how many years am I in right now trying to do it? I think I'm like 6-7 years since I was at 350. We're talking cars, trucks we're talking shit, but again, it kind of goes like this when you start using your credit, and then getting loans and, stuff that go with the house, the business, whatever, right? Like, because as you start progressing in life, you need things, and a house is a top priority for a lot of people who are younger. It's just really unattainable right now. And it's because we have bad financial habits. We don't invest enough. We don't take advantage of the free money that these credit cards are willfully giving us because they understand most of us are going to fuck it up. So then they could charge us out the ass for it every month. But if you do it smart, dude, you're getting free money from them. I don't know. But yeah, we'll talk about more of this type of stuff if you guys enjoy this video. But yeah, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.